So far, I've enjoyed VidCon because I got to meet a lot of people that I've known only on LinkedIn. The conference has given me the opportunity to meet them in real life. I love that a lot of the people that are in the same industry as me all gather at one place, and it's just great to meet people here.
There was a level of detail that I get from the talks that it's hard to get anywhere else.
VidCon is another layer of perspective on the creator economy. Being able to come here and look at all that stuff in person is just a very cool opportunity.
I think I'm the only person on Earth who still plays Witch's Broom.
You think so? Whatever game you play, State Farm supports you. We're not alone. We have a potluck every Tuesday. State Farm is there to support you. You can beat Bake Wars.
Time to unite the Muffinverse and take down the Crumb Crew.
I gotta download a patch.
please welcome to the stage VP of Product Management for YouTube Creators, Amjad Hanif.
Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be back on the VidCon stage with you today. My name is Amjad Hanif, and I lead the team that builds the products that creators rely on every day at YouTube. As the biggest creation platform in the world, we know that the landscape has evolved significantly over the past few years. Mobile creation is making it easier than ever to realize your next idea. There are more and more monetization tools to build a diverse and thriving business, and deeper fandoms are forming in ways we never thought possible. My colleague Kevin Alaka is going to take over the stage in a few minutes to take you on a journey through that. But first, I'd love to share with you how we're thinking about building the next chapter of the creator economy. So much has changed since we were here last year at VidCon. We've continued to evolve with new creation tools and even rolled out thumbnail testing to all creators. But what remains the same is that creating continues to be driven by passion. Sharing your vision, your voice, your work with the world, it's something that deserves to be recognized and rewarded. And that's something we've always kept in mind so that you can watch your passion pay off. We're developing the latest tools to help you create at the top of your game and build communities like nowhere else. And through the YouTube Partner Program, we're continuing to expand the ways you can earn and grow your business. Just look at creator Katie Feeney. She turned to YouTube to share her love of sports and journalism, and now has turned it into a full-time career, working with the NFL, the NHL, showing up at the White House, all while being a full-time student at Penn State. And so as we talk about where creation is heading, I'd love to share a little bit about how we're working to shape that future with you. At YouTube, we offer more creative formats than any other platform to tell more of your story. And we ensure your fans can find it all across long-form videos, live streaming, podcasting, in the living room, and of course on YouTube Shorts. Just on YouTube Shorts alone, we now have 2 billion monthly logged-in users, and we average over 70 billion views a day. We're continuing to invest here, and earlier this year, we launched vertical live streaming so that you can go live instantly from your phone and have it be more discoverable in the Shorts feed. It's so accessible, we've even got creators going live right here at VidCon. Let's take a look.
Yo, so I'm here at the YouTube Creator Lounge right now at VidCon. I'm about to go do a live stream. See you guys there. Yo, what's up guys? How you guys doing? We are here live at VidCon. You ever play this? It's called tennis. All right, Chad. There he is. We're gonna push him in the pool, Chad. We're gonna push him in the pool. It's right there, it's right. I gotta go. I gotta go to VidCon. I gotta go to VidCon. I gotta go to VidCon. Wait.
Awesome. I can't think of a better introduction. Everyone give it up to Creecraft. Amazing vertical live. Hopefully nobody was hurt pushing people into the pool.
I don't think so. I think he's here somewhere. Oh, there he is.
All right. Great. Glad to see you survived. You've been on YouTube for a decade now, 5,000 videos. Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, so I started making videos whenever I was 14 just so I could learn how to edit videos because I thought that'd look good on a resume. And then I turned 18, couldn't get a job, so I started live streaming, you know, playing video games, and that kind of took off almost immediately, and I was like, wow, this could be it.
What was the moment you felt like this was going to be your career?
I think like a month into live streaming, I had doubled my subscriber count, and I was like, this is cool, like, wow, you know, and then the paycheck came in, and I showed my mom, and she was like, I'm so proud of you, you did it.
Do you remember how many concurrents you had on the live stream you did this morning?
Oh, I think it was like 11,000, something like that.
Pretty amazing for morning's work.
Thank you.
So you're the definition of a 360 creator. You're doing shorts, you're doing live streaming, you're doing long forms. How do you think about utilizing those different formats in your channel strategy?
So what I try to do is make each format kind of tie into each other. So like, for example, let's say I'm doing live stream on a big Roblox game update. Afterwards, I'll take parts of that live stream, make it into a video, a little bit more concise, a little bit more specific. Maybe there's like some funny clips that I can take and upload into shorts, since you can be a little bit more creative and crazy with shorts, and then each one just kind of flows into the other one.
Great. Well, you've also been a pretty important part of the Roblox community. You even developed your own game studio. Tell us a little bit about that community and what the experience has been like.
Yeah, so the Roblox community is very integral to what I do. If I go live, they'll constantly type in the chat of make a live stream on this or make a video on this, or they'll tweet me and say, hey, you should live stream this or make a video, or here's a funny clip you could upload as a short, right? And in fact, I actually just did a meet and greet and got to meet a bunch of members of the community and my fans here.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much happening. What are you most excited about in the creator economy?
I'm excited to see how like live streaming continues to transform over the next few years, because back when I started, it was just a bunch of nerds on their computer playing Minecraft and video games, and it still is, but now you can go live IRL, you've got vertical live streaming, regular live streaming, so I'm excited to see how it transforms over the next few years.
Well, awesome. I'm looking forward to celebrating 10 million subs with you soon.
Thank you.
Everyone give a hand up for KreekCraft.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks. One of the best ways that YouTube supports creators is by giving them the means to support themselves. We laid the groundwork for the modern creator economy 16 years ago when we launched the YouTube Partner Program. We built it in a way where we only succeed as a company when creators succeed. A first-of-a-kind business model where the majority of the revenue generated on the platform is shared with the creators. And along the way, we've continued to invest in other earning opportunities beyond advertising. Branded content, fan funding, shopping, and more. Last year, we expanded the program to include another industry first, a rev share model for short-form content. Today, we have over 3 million creators in the partner program, and we're proud to say that YouTube has paid $70 billion to creators, artists, and media companies over the last 3 years, more than any other platform. We're also celebrating 1 year since the launch of the YouTube Shopping affiliate program, offering a way to help fans shop for products from their favorite creators. Since then, over 400 leading brands have joined the program, and soon we're expanding the partnership with Shopify to make it much easier to find creator-owned brands. We're seeing creators who consistently tag their content increase overall engagement with their channel and earn significant revenue. And creators continue to diversify their revenue streams. For 6 years now, channel memberships have been providing viewers greater access to their favorite creators through exclusive perks like members-only content. In 2023, we saw a more than 50% increase in the number of creators using channel memberships, along with a 35% boost in the number of active memberships. Take Laura in the kitchen, for example. Laura has the creative freedom to develop and price her own membership tiers and choose which perks to offer. We're making it easier for creators with new features like member-only shorts, early access, and promoting members-only videos to viewers who we know are their fans and are likely to join. At the heart of all this is the relationship between creators and their audience. Every day, people watch billions of hours of video and generate billions of views on YouTube, not just on their phones and laptops, but in the living room as well. In fact, YouTube is the #1 most watched streaming platform on TV. Simply put, YouTube is the home to the most engaged fans, where you can build meaningful connections and communities like nowhere else. But don't take it from me. Let's look at someone who knows all about building their community on YouTube. Take a look.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video.
Oh my gosh, your room looks disgusting.
I have a very exciting video planned for us today.
The reverse 3000, the shuffle.
Oh my God!
We're in, baby!
What the hell?
That's a wrap!
Everyone give a warm welcome to Pearson. What an amazing intro reel. So you've been on YouTube for over a decade now, 5 million subs. What are some of the ways you engage with your community?
Well, I mean, initially, I'm still in the mindset of where I was 5 years ago when I was working at a restaurant, and the thought of even one person engaging with any of my content blows my mind. But I've gotten to the point where now people are engaging with my content, commenting a lot. I'm able to respond to them, like their comments, and actually take some of their comments and suggestions and turn that into content that I'm creating at the end of the day for my audience. Something that I have done recently is I survived using the world's smallest suitcase in Hawaii, where I could only pack and bring and use whatever I could fit in that tiny suitcase.
That was pretty small, Pearson.
It was pretty small. It was pretty small. But through that video, I received a lot of comments suggesting some different places that I could go to. So first, when I did Hawaii, everyone would love to get stuck in Hawaii, right? But then they suggested, what if you go to the Arctic? What if you go to the desert? Which the desert was not fun, but I figured it out. And then through that, they suggested I don't know if you guys saw, it was the world's smallest backpack, and I went backpacking through Europe doing the same premise, and it was all because it was an idea from them. And so they've been able to kind of inspire me, and so it's kind of a great collaborative experience for myself as well as my audience, because again, at the end of the day, I'm creating these videos for them, and I want them to enjoy it.
In a lot of the panels, folks are talking about the creative process, and AI has been a big part of that. How are you changing your creative process to leverage AI?
I have actually been using a tab called Inspiration Tab. It's a feature on YouTube that I have been loving. I can input an idea, a topic, or something that I've been thinking about filming into this little search bar right here, and YouTube will use AI to kind of give me some feedback, some more information that maybe I wouldn't have known using my audience's analytics. So I can type in building a tiny house, and it'll give me different ideas around that topic. It will give me different ideas that other creators have posted that maybe it performed well for them. It'll give me even just different searches that my audience is looking for. So it'll literally combine my creative process with hard facts and evidence and analytics and data so that I can dive a little bit deeper into what my audience wants to see.
There's a few folks in the room that worked on that, so they're feeling really good right now.
Hey, thank you. If you're there, thank you.
So shifting gears a bit, you've built this amazing community, and then on that you've now been able to build a big brand and to build a company. Tell us a little bit about that business.
Yeah, I mean, I first started off as just a YouTuber in my bedroom, making little videos for myself and 5 others. And then it's grown to the point where now I have a platform and I'm able to, YouTube has opened so many new doors for me. Like this year I was in the new Mean Girls movie. I was in the trailer and it was like literally 0.2 seconds, but now I could say I was in a movie. So that's a flex. I was also able to do a Super Bowl commercial this year with YouTube TV and the NFL, which is like absurd. It's so crazy, but so cool. So really just being able to build my persona and my channel has allowed so many new opportunities to come forth.
I've heard that the business is also a bit of a family affair.
It is. It's definitely a family affair. Being my own boss, I'm able to hire my own employees. I have the luxury of that, which is absurd, which is so cool. And obviously I'm going towards the people closest to me, the people who I can trust, and the people who I trust will tell me the honest truth if I should scrap a video if I said something weird. And so my family has been like my rock. They're the reasons why I'm able to create these videos. My mom is in my videos, my brother is my editor and my filmer. My 2 best friends from when I was in elementary school, they're the ones who are helping me come up with scripts and skits, and my dad is the one helping me book flights and rent porta potties. I actually rented a porta potty yesterday to put it right in my front doorstep.
Okay, I think there's a story there probably.
It's for YouTube, you guys get it. But yeah, I mean, I really would not be able to create the content that I do today without them.
Well, you've definitely shown us and the world what it takes to build a successful business on YouTube. Congrats, everyone, give a hand to Pearson.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Well, we've spoken through how the platform continues to evolve with the changing creator landscape. And we've heard inspiring stories from Pearson and Creek. So let's dive deeper into this world of communities and the fans that make them up. These fandoms are defining so many of the trends happening on YouTube. And there's no one better to help us with that and help us understand that than YouTube's head of culture trends. So let me hand the stage over to Kevin Alaka to walk us through some interesting fandom.
Thank you. Thanks, Amjad. It's really great to be here again, not in a convention center in Anaheim, but with all of you guys. I feel like we're kind of this self-selecting group of people who, in the name of nerding out about web video, have decided to gather here and brave whatever's happening downstairs. So I feel like I'm among my people and you're among yours. This is a good feeling. My name is Kevin Alaka. I lead the Culture and Trends team at YouTube, which works on lots of different projects that help people find and understand what's popular on the platform in all of the ways that Amjad just spoke about. I've been researching trends at YouTube for almost 14 years. I even wrote a book about video trends and their impact in culture, which was published by Bloomsbury a couple of years ago, called Videocracy. And as I said, I've been at this for a little while. The first time I delivered YouTube's Keynote at VidCon was all the way back in 2011. Look at this young man on the screen. There was no industry track at that time. Our keynote it was at a hotel. Our keynote included cameos for some of the top creators those years, Shay Carl, Dave Days, and more. We announced a channel redesign that year called Cosmic Panda. And for some reason that honestly I cannot recall, I showed this viral video of a woman who was really obsessed with cats.
I really love cats. And I just want to hug all of them, but I can't, because that's crazy. I can't hug every cat.
Also backstage, I got to meet my favorite creator at the time, Mr. Guitar Man. Faux hawks, very much a thing that year, as you can see. A very specific memory that I took away from that year was how the day before the keynote, word had gotten out about which ballroom we were rehearsing with the creators in, and we opened the door to just sort of pandemonium with excited fans lined up to meet those creators. It was madness, and the creators were popular, but they weren't that big, especially by today's standards. Most of the big ones barely had 1 million subscribers at that point, but the fans that they did have loved them. And obviously, much has changed about YouTube since then. I mean, all these years later, our experience of YouTube as a platform is more varied than anybody in that room could have ever imagined. It includes creators with tens of millions of fans, live moments with a massive global audience, imaginative short-form videos with absurd numbers of views. It's got everything from the most awkwardly intimate podcasts to the biggest viral fashion shows, to NFL Sunday Ticket, to this guy I'm subscribed to who goes around cleaning drains on the side of the road.
The water is going down that one, and the air is escaping from the one next to it. That is pretty cool.
Yes, that is pretty cool. The way that people use video now continues to astound me and sometimes confuse me. Like these guys who dressed up like farm animals and spent 5 hours on a live stream looking for needles in a haystack and drew 350,000 views. Or the way thousands of people are using this 2-year-old live stream, that's this 2-year-old recording of a video conference that someone posted, to pretend that they are at work. But the biggest thing that remains true from 2011 to today is the power that fandom plays on YouTube. That chaos that we witnessed outside the rehearsal ballroom at the Hyatt Regency Century City has become one of the driving forces in modern entertainment. Creators have made the connection between a fan and the thing that they're a fan of, the foundational unit of popular culture. And so today I'm going to share with you some brand new research that we just completed on the role of fandom and its influence in popular culture through video platforms, specifically through YouTube, of course. Our latest Culture and Trends report is based on research into thousands of trends, analysis of a huge amount of data, and surveys that we ran with Smith Geiger of 14 to 44-year-old internet users in the United States. And what we found is that fandom has experienced this shift. From being defined by consumption to being defined by creation. And that shift has put fans at the center of popular culture, and it's creating these fascinating opportunities for creators to turn their passions and their fans' passions into something more creatively, financially, and emotionally. So to start, we're going to discuss what fandom even is. Fandom is the beneficial relationship between a person, the thing they're passionate about, and often other people who share that passion. And it's separated from our other interests by how it inspires devotion and active investment from us. Fandoms used to mostly be limited to sports teams and musicians, but now you can be a fan of everything from fragrances to DJs who spin obscure music genres to historical fashion. You can be a fan of Rubik's Cubes. You could be a fan of people in France who collect Rubik's Cubes. You could be a fan of people in the Middle East who use Rubik's Cubes to express their fandom of other things. You can be a fan of drag queens. You could be a fan of Dungeons & Dragons quests. You could be a fan of drag queens going on Dungeons & Dragons quests.
So we're gonna bring out the box of doom.
All right, honey.
That was my nickname in high school.
Today, 85% of 14 to 44-year-old population describe themselves as a fan of someone or something. And that fandom has a ton of benefits for them. The anthropologists at Kresnika Research and Insights, whose fandom institute we worked with to shape our perspective on this, have identified these 3 overlapping psychosocial needs that fandom serves. Regulating emotions as self-care, building and strengthening connections, and most importantly, identity, which makes sense given that our fandoms are very much a part of how we understand and represent ourselves. In our surveys, we found that 2/3 of fans feel successful when the thing that they are a fan of experiences success. Half say they feel more connected to other fans in the fandom than they do to the original person or thing that they became a fan of in the first place. And video is playing this critical role in achieving those needs. 80% of that population that we surveyed who identify as fans use YouTube to consume content about the person or thing they're a fan of at least weekly. And so as a creator, that kind of loyalty is huge. Video also expands fandom by enabling this range of fan behaviors that weren't really accessible to us in the past. Consuming original content itself, like music videos, watching fan-created content, creating your own fan content, curating or clipping content, as well as commenting or sharing content. And each of these behaviors can play a different role. The biggest trending topic in music this year directly benefited from this diversity of fan activity. Kendrick and Drake's feud went from standard hip-hop beef to global phenomenon via fan activity, with explainers, animated reenactments, and countless reaction videos all feeding the discourse through this, turning this into this kind of breakthrough moment. Creators are capitalizing on this too. Scott Frenzel started posting shorts in 2021, mostly skits and trivia. Late 2023, he ventured into original music and he released a video for a pop song he had called Sugar High. Okay, so upon the release, he posted that he'd personally comment on every short that used the audio of his song that his fans uploaded, and used the audio they did. In fact, people posted hundreds of thousands of shorts with the song. And by April, the top songs on shorts included artists like Beyonce and Benson Boone, but Scott's bubbly summer song and its thousands of replies topped them all at #1. Here's an example of a totally different and very wholesome form of fandom. Steve Heimler is an AP history teacher whose channel spikes each May as he helps students prep for their AP exams. This is from a 2.5-hour stream that ended up hitting our trending video list. And one of my favorite things about it is how his viewers used Super Chat to get him to do personalized shout outs of their own favorite teachers. It's kind of cute. Fans themselves are using fan formats to build their own audiences now. The majority of 14 to 44-year-olds now watch videos made by fans, and fan-specific formats have emerged and continue to evolve. You may be familiar with watch-alongs, which are live streams that you watch alongside sporting events to experience the game from a fan's perspective. In Brazil and the UK, we are now seeing streams where fans watch games of their rival teams just to hate on them the whole time. The creators call them hate-alongs, and what I'm about to show you is what it's like when the very team that they are watching the game for scores a goal.
The flex, I hate those flex so much. Why? Oh man. Why, bro? No, this is shit. No, we was enjoying our stream, man. You know what? We gotta stay outside, man. Oh my days. Sake.
These behaviors have dramatically escalated the opportunities for fan participation and created a range of layers or stratifications. Among US 14 to 24-year-olds that identify as fans, which is about 90% of that population, 42% describe themselves as casual fans, 29% as big fans, meaning they engage in important moments or regularly spend money. 21% as super fans, regularly engaging or participating in a fandom community. And 8% as professional fans, meaning they monetize or otherwise earn revenue from their fanship, 8%. Professional fans have become this increasingly critical link in mainstream pop culture. They're an example of how you can capitalize on your passion as a fan on YouTube in ways that were never possible before. Ali Sheehan has 180,000 subscribers and has posted over 200 videos, most of which are about her love of Taylor Swift and the Swiftie fan community.
So I'm very excited to be here today as the Taylor Swift Education Center to impart my wisdom as an elder senior Swiftie who lived through the original 1989 era to share the most crucial parts of information before we relive it and experience Taylor's version. This era was a cultural shift, and because of that, I could not possibly fit everything that I need to say and convey to you guys in one video. So you'll be getting two.
This video is 40 minutes long. Part 2 is over an hour and 15 minutes. It's a feature-length film. This woman has made more minutes of content about this Taylor Swift album this year than Denis Villeneuve has made of Dune movies. In April, the Deadpool Wolverine trailer was #1 on our trending video feed in the US, also in the top 15, 4 other videos reacting to it and dissecting it. 66% of US Gen Z agree they often spend more time watching content that discusses or unpacks something than they do of the thing itself. And we are so thirsty for fandom that we will create fandoms where they normally would not, and some would even say should not, exist. This is a channel called 11'8", and its sole purpose is posting traffic. Some of you know it, I can hear you. Its sole purpose is posting traffic footage of a low-clearance bridge in Durham, North Carolina, where viewers guess whether trucks will be too tall to fit under it. This is an example. Instant replay, instant replay. And I admit, this is strangely compelling. We're gonna watch another one. Do you think it's gonna make it? Yeah? No? Yes? No. No. This is the only industry keynote where you're gonna see this level of quality content on display. So this channel has 300,000 subscribers. Who are all ostensibly fans of this specific bridge. In fact, I recently came across a comment on the masterpiece that is titled, "Will this box truck get stuck at the 11'8" bridge? Answer yes. And it read, "I love being part of a community of people who come together every few months to see trucks get stuck under a bridge. People post fan photos with the bridge. And of course, there is merch." But don't judge, because half of Gen Z fans agree they are part of a fandom that no one they know personally is a part of. It is entirely possible now to be a creator with a very large and successful fandom while also remaining relatively unknown. This is a reality that has made what used to be very simple conversations for me much more challenging.
So what have you been watching lately?
I basically just watch YouTube.
Who are some of your favorite YouTubers?
Oh shit, I knew this would happen. Think of YouTube, any YouTubers, just think of any YouTubers at all. No, too obscure. Definitely not. I was gonna think I'm a freak. Just recommend something that's mainstream but not too mainstream. Just think of something that normal people would watch. You ever heard of Random Idiot? No. He has like 12 million subscribers.
More people are fans than ever. Video has given them more ways to engage in and express that fandom, and this has enabled them to reap even more benefits of that fandom. And so together, these realities have created a shift in modern entertainment. Fans have gone from being tangential to popular culture to being central to it, from being consumers of it to directly shaping it. And that has increased the influence of fan communities in broader popular culture. Some of today's biggest entertainment properties capitalize on the dynamics of fandom that play out on platforms like YouTube, where people can discuss and unpack complex narratives. 81% of people have watched online video content about a series, franchise, or creators they love in the past 12 months, which includes things like explainers, commentaries, parodies, things like that. Every day, fans are inserting themselves into their favorite movie scenes, like Bollywood fans in India do. You know, people don't just watch the cool video. They put themselves in it. A whole new generation of YouTube-first shows has become the modern talk show circuit and helped facilitate this, like when Jennifer Lawrence was on Hot Ones and struggled to get through some spicy wings.
Okay, is this one bad? What do you mean? What do you mean by shaking it? What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
In a span of days, people were remixing her appearance into their own content, reflecting their own personal experiences.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
This kind of interactivity is increasingly intersecting with mass media properties. This is Preston Mutanga, a Canadian teenager who used YouTube to teach himself 3D animation so he could recreate movie trailers in a Lego style and post them on his channel, like this reanimation of a Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer that he created.
Who do you think you are? Really?
We are supposed to be the good guys.
The directors of the film saw this, ended up hiring him, leading him to animate this sequence that appeared in the final film, if anybody saw it. And so, in this industry that has disappointingly few animators of color, by the way, this 14-year-old Canadian kid now has a Hollywood credit to his name. Very cool. Major entertainment entities are actively taking advantage of what fandom makes possible on digital platforms. You might not be surprised to learn that fans at a baseball game in Korea can sometimes look like fans at a K-pop concert. And the Korean Professional League understands the power of fandom at the games and online. The league just switched partners in their digital broadcasting rights contract renewal this year. Financials aside, one of the big factors in that decision that was reported in the press was their new distributors' policies that would enable fans to more easily create derivative content with game footage on platforms like YouTube. We've been tracking the rise of virtual YouTubers or VTubers for a few years now, and part of the reason they've broken through so well, not just in Japan, but all over the world, is that VTuber creators and businesses are masters of enabling fan activity. In fact, HoloLive, who is a big VTuber agency and network, has official derivative works guidelines that formally permit creation of non-commercial fan art. Creators are wielding fandom to create new kinds of moments now, too. Sidemen are a British YouTube collective started in 2014 when the group bonded over their love of the FIFA video game series. Many of you may be fans. Now they are over 20 million subscribers on their main channel. And last fall, their 5th charity match was held at London Stadium. They sold out 62,000 seats in 2 hours and drew over 2.5 million concurrent viewers at its peak. What's even more amazing is that their fans were a major part of the phenomena, with thousands of fan clips, reactions, and remixes spreading it further, like when creator Max Fosh received a yellow card from the official and did this.
Max Fosh could be the first booking of the game.
Wowzers, trousers.
Yellow card.
The Uno reverse.
He's Uno reversed it. That's a first. What does that mean? Kattenberg's on a yellow?
Kattenberg's on a yellow. It's clever play. He knows the law.
That Uno reverse card moment became an instant meme. Even ESPN ended up reposting it. Fan communities can turn fan interests into cultural moments, and in this case, raise over £2.4 million for charity. I only recently learned the story of the creator VisiPop, who's an animator on YouTube who'd built a large following with speed drawing videos like these showing off her animation skills. In 2019, she released a pilot for an adult animated series called Has Been Hotel, partially crowdfunded by her fan base. It was a huge hit, drawing tens of millions of views over the years and spawning a spin-off series called Hell of a Boss on YouTube, whose 2 seasons have been watched over 500 million times. Her universe of characters resulted in countless pieces of fan content, from Spanish language fan dubs to custom music videos, and the fans became a part of the experience of what she'd created. Has Been Hotel was picked up by Amazon, who released the 1st season earlier this year, and thanks in large part to the passionate fan base that she cultivated, became their biggest debut for a new animated series in Amazon Prime history. It was #1 on Billboard's top soundtracks chart for 11 consecutive weeks. One of my favorite stories this year related to this is The Amazing Digital Circus, an animated web series published by the channel Glitch. With hundreds of millions of views that the pilot episode racked up put it on our radar, the thing that made us start paying much closer attention is there seemed to be this inordinate amount of fan content popping up on all of our various dashboards, particularly centered around the show's central character, Pomni. There were Pomni drawings, Pomni models, Pomni fan fiction, and while the pilot episode drew a staggering 300 million views, there were over 25 billion views of fan videos around this show. My favorite fan response were the people who worked together to reimagine the pilot as a 1990s anime TV show intro. Best comment on this, making me feel nostalgic for a show that didn't exist until last year. Before they had even released a 2nd episode, they'd already gained a ton of loyal fans, enough that they launched a whole merch store after a single episode. And when episode 2 did drop, the premiere saw over 700,000 peak concurrent viewers. It was one of the biggest premieres ever on YouTube that wasn't for a major music video release or a gaming announcement. We ran our survey in May, and 22% of Gen Zers said they had already heard of The Amazing Digital Circus, a show that had only 2 episodes, minimal of any marketing that I'm aware of, at least, and that was released through a YouTube channel that had, at launch, less than 2 million subscribers. Brand new properties like Amazing Digital Circus or Has Been Hotel were transformed from series into phenomena thanks to the dynamics of fandom that are made possible on platforms, and specifically YouTube. These dynamics have become such a core part of our entertainment infrastructure. They even pop up incidentally now. Is anybody a Lo-Fi Girl fan here? Yes, a bunch. Finally. Quick recap for those who don't know, Lo-Fi Girl is one of the most famous ongoing live streams on YouTube. It's a feed of lo-fi beats that people commonly study or relax to. So tens of thousands of people are tuned in simultaneously at any given moment, and over time this huge fan audience blossomed as this channel has amassed nearly 2 billion views now, and a community formed in the comments as people began connecting over the work that they were doing while they listened. And Lo-Fi Girl phenomenon began expanding into something more with all these alternate fan-made versions of Lo-Fi Girl popping up all over the place around the platform. Some people that you know may have even dressed up like Lo-Fi Girl at some point. Lots of companies caught wind of this, and Lego did a partnership with Lo-Fi Girl. Marvel created a Lo-Fi stream for the launch of the Marvels movie. Nissan famously produced a 4-hour ad for the Aria, an homage to Lo-Fi Girl. It's been watched 18 million times. Fandom powers some of the biggest mainstream phenomena, and it's enabling creators to launch new cultural phenomena too. But it's also what powers the creator economy itself. It's the creators who are best positioned to take advantage of this fan-driven culture because the way that they use YouTube maximizes the dynamics and benefits of fandom directly. Successful creators are creating content experiences that invite participation, stimulating devotion and investment, which we talked about earlier. You see it in how Creekcraft uses Live to interact with his fans instantly. You see it in how Pearson Wazinski literally brings her fans into the creative process, using their ideas and feedback to shape her videos. You see it wielded by the biggest creators everybody already knows, like Mr. Beast, a person who gets this kind of turnout for opening a fast food joint. And you see it from all the smaller creators that everybody should know, like this guy, Tom Cardy, a person that I am a fan of, who's built this following exploring his deep-seated anxieties in song.
That's one cappuccino. Lovely. Thank you very much. No worries. And one breakfast bowl. Wow, that looks great. Enjoy your meal. Yeah, you too.
I am fine all alone, but when I leave my house, I become a fat idiot in front of other people. A giant stupid piece of shit in front of other people. By myself, I tend to be eloquent, and then I go outside to say really dumb shit to people I don't know or will ever see again. That's worse for some reason.
Their tactics are all different, but they all have the same ends, and creators are aware of this power of fan connection as well. I recently learned about a beautiful tradition in the south of India where Tamil creators have hosted food feasts for their fans in which they serve a special meal to their top subscribers, which I think is really cool. Okay, so I don't particularly like making predictions, but there are a few things that I feel like seem clear about where a lot of this stuff is heading. As the scope and scale of fan communities continues to grow, creators who are paying attention to and optimizing for how their fans behave will simply just have a higher ceiling than those that don't. Objects of fandom will increasingly need to be more malleable. This means finding new and creative opportunities for fans to react, to remix, and co-create with the things that you create that they're fans of. And as we move far beyond the kinds of things that our perception of fandom were historically limited to, there are now infinite possibilities around what you can create a fandom around, which is incredible. And you already see this playing out in how younger users whose experience of media is so different from ours further shape the entertainment that they watch to suit their needs through their viewing habits, which is why we're now going to talk about this. There's like 25% of you that know exactly where this is going, and 75% that have no clue what's happening. So last year, an animator in Georgia, the country, used software built for video game development to create a YouTube short set to a combination of a Timbaland track and a Bulgarian song, a sample from a Bulgarian song. It launched a series of shorts called Skibbity Toilet. If you have not heard of this before, I'm just going to need you to bear with me here for a second. Over time, it got deeper. It developed elaborate plot lines. It's on to part 70-something at this point. I've completely lost track of what's going on. Its insidery nature should theoretically limit its popularity, but since it debuted, there have been over 14 billion views of the original Skibbity Toilet series. Even more interesting, there have been over 75 billion views of videos about the series beyond that. In some ways, this is perfectly suited for people to unpack and react to with their own fan-made content. I myself had to watch an explainer video just to figure out what the hell's going on.
As the series goes on, the whole thing evolves into a full-on cinematic war between toilets with human heads and people with camera heads, complete with massive titans, mind control, and, wait for it, hidden lore.
I miss you already, MatPat. Complex hidden lore and snackable short-form video should not go together, but for younger demographics, they absolutely do. Many argue that Skibidi Toilet was the most significant new youth IP of 2023. For scale, this is a chart of relative search interest on YouTube in 2023. This is the term Taylor Swift, who kicked off her massive Eras tour last year. Here is Barbie, big spike around the movie release. This is Skibidi Toilet, a brand new concept against two very well-established things. Part of what drove it is that fans were not just watching it, they were creating too. They were a part of this phenomenon. And sometimes I have a hard time talking about this because honestly, I just spent like 14 years trying to show people how YouTube has so much high quality content, only for this budget remix of a man's head in a toilet to become, like, take the world by storm. But I had to bring this up because Skibidi Toilet represents this transition in culture, even for older Gen Z creators. They themselves grew up on a much more complex digital entertainment ecosystem than most of us did, and were themselves trying to make sense of it. And it's very easy for people to look at this and dismiss it, right? I mean, it's just so easy. But we are already seeing YouTube enable content phenomena designed for people who grew up consuming densely layered creativity that plays perfectly into all of these fan dynamics. And while, you know, it looks and feels very different to many of us, what you're seeing is a new generation of fans using video to find joy and connection in ways that make sense for them and their unique context and technological history. And you know what?
That is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. All that brings me back to us, people in this room. You are here because you play a role in this modern ecosystem of digital creativity and connection. And because of that, you are all part of this process by which fandom is being reinvented. You are the people who are enabling brand new IPs to be created. You are unlocking new ways for people to connect with the people and things that they care about or actively don't care about. And you are fueling the next generation of creative talent that will define the next generation of popular culture. You are changing what pop culture looks and feels like, and never have there been more ways to use fandom dynamics to enable that through video content, particularly on YouTube. 2/3 of Gen Z agree that YouTube is the best place to go deep on the people or things that they are fans of, which is why so many creators now rely on it to reach fans with new content that grows an existing fandom or builds a new one. But let us not forget that ultimately, fandom is not about the content. Fandom is about the passion that people generate around that content, even if the content itself is a little unconventional. I mean, obviously I wasn't going to show you one where it didn't hit the bridge. So we spent a bit of time today on the teens and their Skibidi toilets, but I want to remind you that the thing that makes YouTube so rewarding as a place to create, and in fact, the thing that makes it an essential place in this increasingly fan-driven popular culture that we're all surrounded by, is that it offers so many opportunities to make your passions pay off in these meaningful ways, financially, creatively, and perhaps most importantly, emotionally. And that can be just as exhilarating if you're 15 or you're 65. A few months ago, someone on my team spotted this small channel that had recently celebrated a milestone.
Hi everybody, it's Grandpa Bobby.
And Grandpa Scott.
And today we have a special celebration to share with you.
Yes, we're celebrating our 1-year birthday as a YouTube channel.
Ta-da! Ta-da! Happy birthday to us.
Yes, happy birthday to Two Gay Grandpas Travel.
So, Grandpa Bobby and Grandpa Scott travel the world and document their adventures together. To be honest with you, they posted that 1-year anniversary video. They had a total of 55 subscribers, 55. But in December, another creator edited a montage of their videos and posted it across Reels, TikTok, and Shorts.
Hey everybody, it's Grandpa Bobby.
Grandpa Scott.
And we're here today at Natural Bridges National Monument.
Day 96.
Make a wish, Grandpa.
I'm making a wish for more happy travels.
And happy travels with you.
Bye, everybody.
Until next time, happy travels.
And travel
with your heart.
So good news, they have more than 55 subscribers now, which is why in a world of 14 billion Skibidi toilets, this is my favorite stat of this presentation. Yeah. Okay, if you want to dig deeper on all this, you can find the full report, which we just released at this QR code. I'll leave it up when I leave. It was a privilege to have you spend the afternoon with me. It's great to be back at VidCon. That's all for us. Thank you very much.
So far, I've enjoyed VidCon because I got to meet a lot of people that I've known only on LinkedIn. The conference has given me the opportunity to meet them in real life. I love that a lot of the people that are in the same industry as me all gather at one place, and it's just great to meet people here.
There was a level of detail that I get from the talks that it's hard to get anywhere else. VidCon is
another layer of perspective on the creator economy. Being able to come here and look at all that stuff in person is just a very cool opportunity.
I think I'm the only person on Earth who still plays Witch's Broom.
You think so? Whatever game you play, State Farm supports you. We're not alone. They have a potluck every Tuesday. State Farm is there to support you. You can beat Bake Wars.
Time to unite the Muffinverse and take down the Crumb Crew.
I gotta download a patch.